Hello everybody and welcome to a Borderlands 3 Moze build in 2025. Now I just want to say that this build is nothing crazy, it's nothing special. I'm sure there's plenty of builds that are like it. This is probably going to be nothing insane or new to anybody, but it's my take on a Mech Warrior Moze. You know, a Moze that's meant to be only in her mech the majority of the time, right? Now, if you guys like this video and you want to see more content from me, I do live stream on Twitch almost every day. We do different Borderlands playthroughs. We farm for a lot of these builds. We theory craft builds sometimes. We just hang out and farm stuff. Right now, I'm playing Borderlands 1 and we're farming the Nemesis Invader just for fun. So if that's what you're into, you want to catch me live, I will put the link in the description below. It would really mean a lot if you guys came and checked me out. Because that is where I do spend the majority of my time with this game. However, this is going to be the start of me trying to upload again, upload more consistently. We're going to be doing more builds, more stuff like that, with Borderlands 4 on the precipice, releasing from the time that I'm recording this video in like 18 days, something like that. We are going to be doing, you know, different playthroughs on that game. We're going to be doing different builds. Looking into all that stuff, taking deep dives into all the things that are Borderlands 4, because that's the new game coming out. Now, I don't intend on ditching the other games. I still want to do builds. I still want to do playthroughs on the other games. I still love all the games. So, with that being said, I'm going to get this long-winded intro out of the way. Let's get into the build. Now, I do want to say that this build can solo all the raid bosses, all the content in the game, albeit not all of it's pretty. Hemovorous and Vermivorous, kind of a pain in the ass. It's not the strongest Moze build by any means, but if you want a Moze that just sits in her mech all day, this is the build. So let's get right into it. First off, I'm just going to say all the weapons that I'm using, really, I'm mostly using them for the anointment, which is while Iron Bear is active, railgun damage is increased by 150%. That is going to be the largest part of this build. Now, you can do like V35 grenade launcher, all the other anointments for all the other guns on Moze's mech. All of that will work fine. I personally like the railgun. That's what I like to use the most. So most of my anointments for this build are the railgun anointment. Now, something I also want to note is that when you are outside of your mech in this build, you are pretty squishy. The best defense that I found for that is movement speed out of your mech. Now, when it comes to mobbing, you can use a plasma coil. It's going to delete all the mobs. It doesn't matter. You can run around outside your mech and mob all day long with this build. You don't need anything crazy. I've got a not perfect soul render. It does great. This plasma coil is not even perfect. It does great. You can use the phaser and just use the shotgun mode and whatever. Essentially, anything with splash damage is Moze's best friend because it's Moze. So with that being said, the guns that you use don't necessarily matter. You just need guns that can do damage while your cooldown is up, right? Now, for the class mod, I personally like to use the Raging Bear because you get more damage while you're in mech and you also get less fuel usage. You can also use the Bear Trooper. It does pretty much the same thing that the Raging Bear does. You just don't get the extra damage while you're in your mech. So it's really just dealer's choice at that point. Now, going on the topic of movement speed outside of your mech, that's where this artifact comes in. I use the toboggan. Mine's got a movement speed buff on it. I just got really lucky with this roll. But the thing with the toboggan is when you slide around, you get a little shield bubble around you, and it gives you extra amp damage if you shoot while the bubble is still around you. So you get a little bit of extra damage outside of your mech. It's not that much. It doesn't really do a whole lot. It's not world changing. It's just kind of helpful. Additionally, you could use a snowdrift. I don't have a snowdrift because I have a toboggan. I have all the movement speed I need with this artifact right here, and I'm not outside of mech long enough for it to really matter anyway. Additionally, you can use a elemental projector or a Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge to boost your damage as well. Both of those, great artifacts. I keep them on me. I don't always use them. I don't really. I'll maybe throw the Pearl on every once in a while, but I don't notice enough of a damage boost with it on to really feel like I need to use it. So I mostly don't. Now, as far as the grenade goes, it doesn't really matter. I use a cloning maddening tracker personally, just because I found it in a vendor doing Wotan. and decided to throw it on. We are spec'd into vampire, so it's not completely useless. I just don't feel the need to heal off my grenade really at all, but it's totally an option. It's there and you can do it. Now, as far as shields go, I personally use the old god. Additionally, you can also use a revolter or a stopgap. So those are the shields that I use, but really you're in your mech most of the time. You could use any shield that you really want to. It's not that big of a deal. It's all just dealer's choice. Now, let's get into the actual build. We'll start with the blue tree. Now, I'm not going to go into the exact reason why I have every single perk. It should be self-explanatory. We're basically just out here boosting damage and trying to stay in mech as long as possible. We're also trying to reduce our cooldown rate as much as possible. We want to have our mech available to us at all times, right? That being said, we're spec'd into blue tree. We got splash damage. We got, you know, stainless steel bear, as much maximum fuel as we can get. Like I said earlier, we are spec'd into vampire. It's not necessary. It's not a necessity, but it does get me to my skill tree cap, which gives me more gun damage. So that's really mostly the reason why I spec'd into vampire the way that I did. We are spec a little bit into the purple tree. Only 2 skills. We have really big guns and explosive fury. Really just more damage, more status effect damage in Iron Bear. We are spec a little bit into the green tree as well. We have Cloud of Lead for additional incinerary and Stoke the Embers for more incinerary damage. And then finally, the orange tree. We're not spec'd all the way to the skill cap. We go just to Phalanx Doctrine, and I do kind of wish I would have put more points into Phalanx Doctrine just to get more damage out of Moze. But I'm not making terrible damage now. We're still able to get the job done. I might respec later, but for right now, this is pretty much what the build is looking like. However, this is what I wanted to talk about. Phalanx Doctrine synchronizes with my old god for I don't know what fucking unknown reason. Now, you will notice that this old god has a Vagabond and Fleet on it. So while we're full shield and while we're no shield, we have movement speed buffs. We also have action skill start on the shield, so it triggers both of those at the same time whenever I go into mech. Now, you might be thinking that's completely pointless because when we go into mech, we can't run around. We lose all of our movement speed essentially. This is where that comes into play. Let's go ahead and I'm going to take us to Pandora, and we're going to start showing off the build now. Okay, now we're on Pandora. We're going to come over here and we're just going to go kill these guys over here. So this is why I saved the Phalanx Doctrine thing for last. This is what happens. If anybody in the comments can explain to me why this happens, please do so, because I haven't figured it out yet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get a few... We're gonna kill all these guys. The corrosive has 3 shots, and I wish it was the same way for the fire, but unfortunately it is not. We are pretty much one-shotting all the mobs, all the anointed. One shot, easy, you know. There we go. Shoot him at his feet. He's dead. Shoot him at his feet. He's dead. And we're just gonna kill all these guys here just to make sure that nobody else can hit us. And get the maximum stats for Phalanx Doctrine that we can, right? Okay, so the cool thing doesn't happen while Phalanx Doctrine stacks are up. The cool thing happens as they deplete. Now, you'll notice I'm back down to 3. And as my stacks deplete, we gain a little bit of movement speed each time until we become pretty much just a flash. You'll notice I'm now pretty much just as fast as a car, if not a little bit faster. With the toboggan on, I have boosted movement speed, and when we slide, we just fucking haul ass. So I don't know why this happens, but I'm not going to complain about it. I think it's really fucking cool. The only problem with this is as soon as we take damage, we lose all of the movement speed we had. So like, let these guys shoot us real quick. We're running, right? We're a lot faster than them. As soon as they shot us though, as soon as we get hit, we're back down to regular movement speed. You'll notice just the way that we're running, we're a lot slower. I don't know why. I don't know how it works, and it's really cool, but again, if you get touched or even like just looked at the wrong way, you lose all your movement speed. So it's really cool, but it's got its downside for sure. However, it's really not hard to get back. all you got to do is just hop back into your mech, kill some more dudes. You don't even have to kill 9 or 10 dudes. You can kill 3 dudes and get your movement speed back. With that being out of the way, I wanted to show you guys that it's not like a super important part of the build. In fact, you're probably not going to find yourself utilizing it very often, but it is kind of a cool little fun thing that you can do. If you want to farm for a shield that has Vagabond and Fleet on it, I think any shield with Vagabond and Fleet will do this. I don't know what it is, exploit something. I don't know what even it is, to be honest with you. So now I wouldn't be able to say that this build can solo everything without actually showing you that it can solo. Maybe not everything. We're not going to do every raid boss. I will do Wotan to show you guys just how fast it can kill Wotan. And we'll also do Hemovorus to show you that the build is very strong, but it's not strong enough to just delete Hemovorus. I can solo Hemovorus, no problem. It's really not a big deal, because I'm in my mech most of the time. The only problem arises when I'm outside of mech, and that's what I want to show you guys. So I will say that I don't usually use Hell on Rails for this takedown. Normally I'm in corrosive, just the element match better. And actually, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and switch right now. We have our baby Wotan spawning right now, and I'm outside of mech. This is where the toboggan comes in handy. Got 3 seconds till it's up. Just kind of slide around here. All right, hop in our mech and start doing some damage. Go ahead and get rid of the Kraken here. Okay, now you guys can see just how easy Wotan is with this build. I don't necessarily think Wotan is hard in the first place, to be honest with you. He's probably one of the easier raid bosses in the game, in my personal opinion. But this build just makes him look like absolutely nothing. Okay, I'm gonna wait for him to come down. Boom, get him again. Jump inside of his shield, pop him once, hit his shield down. Now he's gonna split apart. And bye-bye Wotan. Blow up all of his legs. Make sure we get as many legendaries as possible. And that's that. Now with that being said, there's an easy raid boss. Let's go ahead and head on over to Hemovorus, and I will show you what Hemovorus is like on this build. As far as doing any boss goes with this build, obviously if you can element match, you're going to be better off. But you could pretty much just get away with using the corrosive Sabo rounds only on this build and still make enough damage to pretty much do any of the content that you want to. But if you really want to just min-max your damage, you want to hone in on your damage for each boss, you have all the elements at your disposal with this build. Okay. We're getting cryoed. I'm going to just go ahead and jump in mech. The one thing that does suck with this build is if you do get cryoed, even with the toboggan, you're kind of just shit out of luck. So trying to stay moving at all times is going to be the most important thing. Okay. We got Hemovorus here. We're not doing terrible damage, right? The damage isn't bad. We're not necessarily hitting only crits here. We're kind of just hitting them all over. If we went for crits, we'd probably do a little bit better damage. Now, if you were hitting crits, obviously your damage would be a lot better. I'm not hitting crits. Okay. So this is where the toboggan comes into play. I mostly use it for this fight here because, as you know, Hemovorus sends all of his babies at you as a weapon because he's an asshole. Nice. Health, give me that. And see what I mean? The build is squishy. It's easy to take damage outside of... Oh, that's the wrong kind of element for that guy. Yeah, it's easy to just get one shot outside of mech. So I'm doing a very bad job right now at... you know, not dying, but let's get a second wind here. Okay, there we go. All right, and we have mech back, so we're good to just jump back into mech. I did say that these, it wouldn't be very pretty. Not every raid boss would be very pretty, you know? I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of Vermivorous here. Get him out of my way. There we go. Now, even though I have to move around a lot during the fight, and you are squishy, the fight isn't necessarily hard, again, because you're just sitting in mech the whole time. You just have to make sure that you stay moving, really. We're gonna go ahead and jump out of mech right now. Call it good here. He's at almost halfway health. And we'll just actually do what I meant to show you guys before, where we just slide around. Not doing a very good job of it still. Avoid Hemovorous' babies. And avoid Hemovorous if you can. Still got a lot of time on our mech. This is the biggest downside to this build, is the time that you are out of mech. It can be pretty rough. It's a little bit harder. It wastes some time for sure. It's not the fastest Hemovorous kill you'll ever see or you'll ever do. But objectively, it can be the safest. Yeah, we're gonna finish him up here pretty soon. Here pretty quick. He's not long for this world. Alrighty. Kill the rest of the bugs in the sky. Bada bing, bada boom. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please drop a like, leave a comment, tell me what else you guys want to see in the future. We will be doing more build videos, that kind of stuff. Again, with Borderlands 4 around the corner, we do have a lot of stuff in store as far as new builds and stuff goes. So we'll be doing a lot of that. I also want to do just playthroughs and stuff with different characters on different games. So leave me suggestions of what you guys would like to see. Would you want to see me run, see me do, that kind of stuff. And you can also, once again, catch me live on Twitch. I live stream almost every single day, starting at around 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's like 7 p.m. Eastern. So with that being said, everybody, I appreciate y'all. And thank you again for coming and watching the video. And I will see you guys in the next video.